Here's the deal. We have too much money in this country where we have scientists that are figuring out whether or not rats get excited by driving tiny cars.
Well, why the hell don't we fill the reservoirs with water then, Dave?
Because we're too busy figuring out if rats have fun.
Jeez. Honey, you have quite an imagination.
How much would it cost?
Well, let's see. A party like that, $3,000.
Okay, 3,000 is the quote. Who had 3,000?
Carlton had 2,800. He's the closest.
Welcome to the iKnowBadeaux podcast.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the iKnowBadeaux podcast coming at you from the Slice on Oak Studios. I'm Mayor Badeaux with the City of Brainerd, and with me, as always, is my brother.
You put on a drag show, didn't you?
Okay, well, hello, Gabriel Johnson.
Dave, how are you?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm pretty good. The Vikings fucking suck.
I thought we weren't going to talk about it.
Well, we're going to close with it. We're going to open with it. We're going to close with it.
Okay, all right. Yeah, the Vikings suck. We're recording this on the, 14th of January. And, the Vikings just ended their season last night in historic fashion.
The day after our most recent playoff collapse, upsetting, depressing
game.
game.
You know what, though? There's par for the course for all Minnesota teams. Mm-hmm. So
now we get to look forward to a promising rookie in his second year.
Hopefully.
Oh, good for you.
All right, enough about that. Folks, it's Newsweek. Don't tell Scotty he does the news.
Yes. Virtual reality has revolutionized our digital experiences, enabling us to see, hear, and even touch things in virtual worlds. Now, thanks to a breakthrough from researchers at City University of Hong Kong, it's about to add another sense to the mix. Taste.
Oh, nope. Cancel.
What?
Cancel.
Put that cigarette out.
In a recent study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, scientists have unveiled a lollipop-shaped device capable of delivering different flavors.
Nope. There will be one flavor. Dong.
That's a penis.
In your household.
No.
Most other people will choose strawberries. And ham sandwich.
Gather around, kids. The strawberry device is back.
How do you even do that?
Science.
No,
it's not.
You put a
I don't think it's scientifically possible.
Put a strawberry packet in there, and then it slowly secretes strawberry ooze.
Is that a hair gel?
Gross.
The researchers designed a system that uses food-grade chemicals stored in gel pockets on a mouthpiece. These chemicals are activated using electrical currents, creating a taste sensation that combines with the user's saliva.
All of this sounds like a cum shot.
In your household.
Starting
Again,
it off
I will have burrito.
Burrito?
You're gonna have my lollipop.
It sounds like a mouth guard. You're going to have a burrito mouth guard.
That sounds great.
Oh, God.
I'm on board.
We don't want your smoked burritos.
Lollipop shaped.
Mm-hmm. The VR lollipop is embedded with small packets of agarose gel, a substance derived from red algae. These gels contain different flavor chemicals: sugar, salt, citric acid, cherry, passion fruit, green tea, milk, durian, and grapefruit.
Durian?
Durian. I hear tastes delicious, but just smells god-awful.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hope that it just has that planted right there in my house.
So you have to refill this. You get a few shots, and then if you want more, you have to reload it. So that's not really AI.
No. Well, this is
No, it's VR.
Oh, it's VR. Okay,
Not AI.
It sounds like vaping, only way, way, way more gay. Okay, I'm out. Smells first, right?
Who's the market for
To
this?
further enhance the virtual tasting experience, the researchers paired their VR lollipop with a 7-channel smell simulator. This system uses small strips of paraffin wax beneath the nose, releasing scents that correspond with the tastes users experience in the virtual environment.
Stop. People of the future are going to look so stupid. That is the dumbest. Paraffin wax just hanging out underneath. You got a Hitler paraffin wax stash. A lollipop device in your mouth. Get out of here.
Oh my God.
Imagine watching a cooking show like the Great British Bake Off, where viewers could taste the dishes being prepared in real time.
We've had cake.
Not that cake.
Oh, man. No. I mean, it sounds like it's going to make $1 million.
No.
Because you're going to have to rebuy the packages all the time.
Oh, right. It's like a printer.
Yeah. You're constantly going to be out of, mouth goo. I don't know. I'm out.
Yeah, that's not something that interests me at all. What's the target market here?
Me.
Who's buying you? That's right. You want a burrito lollipop.
Well, we were just talking about how before we started, we were talking about how effective commercials for food are. They're very effective, right? You don't need to add taste to it. The whole point is to get me to leave to get your taco. If I can just get my little fix of your burrito while I watch the taco, no. The point is to get me to go get the burrito. I want to go consume your product. If your product is just goo, it's terrible, Scott.
It tastes like a taco, but you're still hungry.
Yeah, I better go buy that taco. That now I know exactly what it tastes like and know that I will love it.
I'm sure it's great for your teeth. I'm sure it's, okay.
Did RFK Jr., did Bobby weigh in on this one?
Well, Bobby's out. Bobby's way out. Bobby started out. All right, next.
Let's see.
Well, we already got the foul language out of the way. We already got.
That's always the first bit.
Yep. We already got the dongs.
Town's addicts are struggling to get drugs, the police say.
Oh, I thought you meant addicts, like as in
addicts.
Yeah, I thought you meant like under the roof.
The addicted.
Not attic.
We can't get these drugs up that high.
Drug addicts in one of Wales' most deprived areas are telling police they are struggling to buy illegal substances after an initiative to cut crime, a force has said.
So it works.
So they went out and got rid of all the drugs, and now all the junkies are saying, hey, we can't get any more drugs.
Yeah, what's up? Where's my drugs?
What can we do for you? Well, if you could give me my drugs back, that'd be nice.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, what did they do? Because it sounds like something that should be tried in Oakland, San Francisco.
Many places.
A lot of places in America. This is not in America.
Philadelphia?
Also, well, that's in America.
Mm-hmm. These are places that should try this.
Oh, I see. No, this is in North Wales.
That means nothing to me.
You don't know what Wales
is on the west side of
okay, I thought you were
the aisle and north.
Okay, I thought you were going to say there's Wales and then there's North Wales.
It said it had dismantled several gangs and made it harder for addicts to get a hold of drugs.
What about just the regular good old folk? Can they still get their drugs? Is it just the addicts that are struggling?
Yes.
It's science.
I don't want to cut off the...
Yeah, everybody who owns a home and buys their drugs from a home owner is probably in good shape.
Stop by tonight. We'll watch the Great British Bake Off. Taste burritos.
I've got a lollipop for you.
I like it though. Hopefully it's something that's scalable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you make it hard to get the drugs, then it's hard to get the drugs.
Well, and a lot of these addicts don't want to be addicts. So they're also going to the police and saying, I can't get any drugs. I'm hurting here. Where can I go and get help?
I hope so. I hope that that's the correlation.
The story I read on that one
was very hopeful.
Said that. Yeah.
Okay.
It was optimistic about we're curing people.
Okay. Because in my view of the world,
what the fuck, cops?
Help! My drugs. Addiction's serious though.
Yeah.
It's serious. It really is. So
yeah, I just quit smoking.
Yeah. I'm on 4 years of not drinking, and I didn't do that because I was good at drinking. I wasn't like, God, I am just very, very talented at this drinking thing.
Well, when you're so good at something, maybe you just gotta.
It is true.
Hang the banner and call it a day.
It is true. I was definitely at a higher level than most people.
Yeah, you just have to retire. Retire at the top.
It is true. Like the problem was most people couldn't keep up with me.
Right.
I was just running laps on people. I couldn't keep up.
Yeah, they're falling asleep. You're getting started.
Yes. Yeah.
It's time to retire. You're the champ.
You're not making a Christmas tree out of beer cans? Why are you not making a Christmas tree out of beer cans?
Kyle Kinane has a good bit about that, about how he's the last of his friends still partying. Like he's like the rocket blasting off into space, and his friends are the little thrusters that break off. Like, see you later. And he's just like, to the moon.
That's great. Yeah. All right. Well, good. I hope that it works. I hope that it continues to work. And I do hope that it is an optimistic thing where the people are going like, you know what, now that I can't and I'm struggling because I can't, I would like to get the help to get me off of these drugs that I can't get.
But it is a wild experiment, right? When you think about it, like if you like hire police and have them police things,
You can
those negative things you don't want, like drugs, run in short supply.
Well, I had heard though that you do the opposite, that you just let them run wild with the drugs and then drugs.
Yeah, no, yeah, hand out needles.
Oh.
In America, we're handing out needles.
I don't have so much of a problem with the handing out of the needles so much as like that. Hey, this dude's literally standing still. He froze.
He's rebooting.
His controller, his controller disconnected.
Yeah, it'll be all right. He'll come back around.
I hope he doesn't start a fire up in the palace.
Yeah, too soon.
That's too much.
All right. Well, anyways, I hope it's good. All right, next.
Should be. Speaking of fires in the Palisades,
No, can't.
splash pads.
Are to blame?
No,
Oh.
but they're water. So there's your segue.
Okay.
Splash pads have water.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, are they using the water from the splash pad?
No, but they really are fountains of fecal material.
Oh no.
Gonna have a bad time.
Well, only if you're reusing.
We pump and dump.
Yeah, we're pump and dump.
Oh,
here
we
in
do-
town.
we do.
Yeah, we're pump and dump.
Okay, well,
we
that's good
are
to know.
using probably Palisade saving amounts of water.
Does it just come out of the river there?
Well, I
Well,
mean, it comes through a long process. Yes, it comes out of the river, but then it's a long process to get to where it goes, and then it goes back.
Okay.
It's a very long loop.
I suppose, is
process.
it chlorinated?
No, it's not
No?
chlorinated. No, just
Is it treated in any way?
is
Well, we
treated-
now have chlorine in the water supply.
Yeah,
so
it's
yes.
treated.
Yeah, I
water.
know. Everybody,
It's the same-
everybody complains
Yes.
about it at my restaurant
Yeah.
every goddamn day.
Yeah.
Your water tastes funny. Yeah, I know.
It's called chlorine. Have you been to any other city in America?
But yeah, it's what we have running through our splash pad is just tap water. It's the same water supply system, but then it goes through and it's gone. We don't circle it through.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we made the right decision. You're telling me because
Yes.
otherwise we would just be poop. We would be.
Oh, it's nothing but toddlers running around, soggy diapers.
Yeah.
And if you're recycling that water without any
Yeah.
chlorine or any kind of treatment,
Yeah.
disease runs rampant.
The reason we didn't do a recyclable system was for that exact reason, because then we had to have an employee that would go and test.
Oh, make sure the chlorine levels were proper
Yes,
and all that. Yeah.
and, if I
And
know
you,
one
and
thing
you
about
just don't want
government,
don't want to hire a person to do it.
No, we just know that they wouldn't.
if I know one thing about government, we would do it for a while, and then it wouldn't get done, and then we would have a poop outbreak, and people go, "Why is this getting done?" And we go, "Like,
Yep.
We told so and so to do it.
They would religiously
Yeah.
check daily, and then eventually they'd be like, "It's always fine. Why
Yes.
am I doing this?
Yeah, and
I'm
then-
not going to do this anymore."
And then Sarah would quit, and then 4 people later, they would go, "We didn't even know we had a splash pad." So, anyways, that's crazy because that might be the image of the podcast, is just like a cascading
Poop
chocolate fountain. The hardest thing for these episodes, because we can peel back the curtain a little bit. Like, one of the things that, I consume a lot of, like, what to do, what don't to do. And one of the things Mr. Beast talks about all the time, and I've told you guys this, is don't put an episode up if you can't envision what the thumbnail is going to be. And that's the hardest thing with these episodes.
Yeah.
Is how do you make a
You
thing
never know
that's-
what I'm going to say.
Yeah. Well, it could be
It's poop again.
It's poop. It could just be poop.
I held off for a while.
We could just, what? Screw it. It's
that
just
one's
gonna
been hanging out for months.
Okay, it's just going to say it's poop again. That's going to be always what the thumbnail is. It will always be the same. It's poop again, episode 17.
poop again.
But yeah, I kind of like that idea. We'll see what AI can do with that one.
Yeah, between 1997 and 2022, splash pads across the country were linked to at least 60 outbreaks, with the largest sickening over 2,000 water frolickers in one go.
25 years? You're talking 2 a year?
Yeah, that's not that many. But splash pads have increased. So exponential growth, I'm sure, on the amount
Right,
of...
that one in 97?
Yeah.
That was like one of very few
that was
that
the one
got people sick.
Yeah, I'm surprised that didn't shut down splash pads for a while. Like, wait, hold on. These are poop? Okay, no, let's maybe not do that. Interesting, though, that... Because that's a long time span, but 2,000 people is a lot.
In one.
In one go. I suppose though it would take a little bit to, get it down to the wait a minute, my kid was playing in the poop water again.
It all goes back to wait, they didn't test the chlorine levels.
Yeah, splash pads are nice though. People like them.
Kids love them. The one we have is always busy in the
Always
summer. I've
busy.
never seen.
Yep.
I haven't been to it once.
Yeah.
I'm not a kid.
It's one of the interesting
You
things.
have one. You should bring
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, you have a kid that would probably enjoy.
I'm a busy man.
She's about at the age where she's about to age out of it, so you
Yeah.
got to get her there. You got to get her there, let her experience it one time. It is interesting though, because of all the things that we do, there's not always a way to like calculate how many people are using it, and with that, you can tell how many times that damn button has been pushed. So, and every time it's been pushed, hypothetically, some child is enjoying water.
Yeah, it's like $12,000 of water a year
It's a
or
lot.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not cheap.
There's
yeah.
a button.
Yeah, you got to push the button, and then it goes for 2 minutes or whatever it
You
is.
activate all of the
Yeah,
things.
Yeah. It's conveniently in the shape of a hand, so it's like the thing from the movie Total Recall.
Okay.
Only for children.
Anything that scans a hand. Thousands of movies.
No, this one in particular. You push it, and then it hydrates the whole planet.
Okay.
All right, are we done with that one?
I think so.
I like that. Next.
Creator of Suicide Capsule rejects Swiss allegation that its first user may have been strangled.
That's not suicide.
Surprised you didn't know it.
I thought you were going to talk about the submarine that goes to the Titanic. So they invented a suicide capsule.
Yes.
It sounds like it didn't work.
Yes.
It's working. It's working. You are dying. Why did you do this to yourself?
Why won't you die?
Why won't you die?
Yeah, the Right to Die activist behind a new suicide capsule says he rejects the absurd allegations that the U.S. woman who was said to be its first user may have actually been strangled. Philip Nitsch of a advocacy group Exit International said Wednesday he wasn't on hand for the woman's death on September 23rd involving...
I wasn't there.
Involving the Sarko capsule in a forest in northern Switzerland, but saw it live via video transmission.
So it's recorded.
Uh-huh.
That's interesting. That guy's got a little bit of a morbid curiosity.
Yeah,
I
gotta
just
make
want
sure,
to watch
just
somebody
gotta make
die.
sure my device works.
Yes, I will have an alibi. My wife and children will be by my side. So when you said capsule, I was thinking like capsule you stick in your mouth, like cyanide.
No, like
Yeah.
more of like a sensory deprivation tank.
Yeah, well, a life deprivation.
Well, until you get strangled. Or not until you get strangled.
But how? What did it do?
Well, if you could remove all the oxygen is what I would do.
Yeah, it pumps in.
No. I mean, how did she get strangled?
Oh.
You know, like you're in a capsule. You would assume that it just sucks out the air or replaces it with helium, which is something that I've heard.
My guess, having not fully read this story, is that somebody strangled her and then put her in it.
Oh, a murder mystery.
Yeah. So- no, she's dead.
No, she
clearly.
wanted a suicide. She's in the suicide capsule.
Yeah. What about this bullet wound to the head? Don't worry about that.
Did they fucking Weekend at Bernie's her into the capsule? No, wave to the camera. Say good luck. Say goodbye, Becky. Oh man, I doubt that if she died in the capsule, she would also then look like she was strangled. I doubt
Right. She wouldn't have the wounds on the neck.
Yeah.
Or the bruising or whatever it is.
Several people were taken into custody, including a journalist.
That sucks.
Yeah, prosecutors opened an investigation on suspicion of incitement and accessory to suicide.
Oh. Well, hold on, though.
I thought there was freedom of the press. Now we can't strangle people?
Yeah. I'm just writing a story. Write a story. Well, I don't know. How do you guys feel about that?
Suicide?
Yeah. Well, let's be careful, because I did just have a friend just commit suicide. So let's be careful with that.
Yeah, I'll say legal suicide. I understand the proponents.
Yep.
I understand why people think it should exist.
Yep.
I don't think
where
we
it,
need...
where it does exist, I think they go a little too far.
Sure.
And they push people who are just
Yeah.
in depression or whatever to choose that. And I don't think that's right.
Yeah, the access to it probably makes it worse.
Yeah, I don't think it should be. I don't think there should just be a closet in the woods
Oh,
that you
yeah.
can just walk into.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Like
would,
your mom had a bad day. Mom's been having a rough couple of weeks,
the first group,
and now you don't have a mom.
yeah, the first group to do
Yep.
that would be Japan. They would start with that.
It was Norway in this one, I think.
In Norway? Yeah,
Switzerland,
that's
I think.
Switzerland.
Oh, Switzerland. Norway sounds a lot more like, that sounds more like it to me. That's very Girl with the Dragon tattoo-ish to me. It sounds like, yeah, that sounds right up
Yeah, a
their
lot
alley.
of death metal.
Yeah, right up their alley. Okay, anyways, capsules and strangulation.
Yes.
How did it end?
Yeah.
So they
Well,
arrested
she
multiple
died.
people.
Well, she died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, see you later.
But the arrest was for suicide.
For like being an accomplice
To suicide.
For helping someone to suicide
To
themselves.
suicide. But then you're telling me
So-
strangulation.
Yeah.
Why would you test the suicide capsule in a country where suicide is illegal?
I wouldn't.
I would go to one of those countries where it's legal.
Oh, I'd put it on a big, huge ship in a crate. And just
Get 100 miles offshore.
Yep.
And
bust it
we're
out.
in international waters.
Bust it out with the thing. Let Karen have it.
Yeah. Whatever happened to burying people? I'll put them in a thing that people are specifically going to look for them there.
Yeah, that is true. That is
They'll
true.
never look in the place where people go to die.
Does this thing have? Because in my head, this is very much like glass. Like every movie you've ever seen where they're in a cryo chamber.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Yep.
envisioning.
That's how I see it.
And that is that what this is?
Yes.
No, why?
I don't know.
It doesn't need.
Oh.
It doesn't need that.
Yeah, very space age. Yeah.
Cryo chamber.
Yeah.
Or tanning bed. Either or.
Yeah, or just like a what's the word I'm looking for here? An escape pod.
Oh,
Very
yes.
escape pod. Well, yeah, it was escape.
Yeah, that is an escape
She
pod.
got out.
It would be funny if she was just in there and then all of a sudden just a piano wire came in from behind.
Well, that has to be what happened.
like, is this like we've built the tech, but the tech doesn't work?
Well, go back to the pod. It looks like somebody could fit under it.
Yeah, it looks. It's
Somebody
Yeah.
could sneak in down there.
this is absolutely
That's what it is.
a tech. This is absolutely a tech demonstration where they're like, it doesn't actually work, and like, fuck it, we're going live. Jimmy, get in the pod. Get behind her.
Just create a little chamber underneath where you can sneak in behind.
Yeah, you just have to fasten yourself in as the customer with the rope just right around the neck.
And it's just dangling down into the underneath pod.
Karen, we need you to hold up this sign that said, I'm suiciding. Wow.
Fucking thing sucks.
Okay. Yeah, let's move on from that one. Next.
All right. Okay.
I love the pod, though.
Well, did he come or what?
Well, did he come or what?
I think there's an ongoing.
It's not ongoing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll come back to that one next time on the news.
No, we won't.
Next time on the news.
We'll keep following that.
No, we won't. We never have.
There is actually a follow up to that one though. So
Right.
that one I've had for a couple months, and now there's more. Scientists teach rats to drive tiny cars and unexpectedly discover the rodents enjoy revving their engines.
Oh, heck yeah.
There's a whole line of art illustrations from like the 50s for this exact thing. It turns out it was the future.
Forget the cheese. These rats have a need for speed.
Oh, God.
Scientists teaching rats to drive have discovered that not only are the rodents capable of operating their tiny cars, but they actually enjoy it and even get a kick out of revving their engines. University of Richmond professor and neuroscientist Kelly Lambert has been leading the research since 2019, and in that time, she and her team have found that the whiskered critters really like driving their miniature vehicles.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't like revving engines?
Yeah.
Did they try putting them in a electric vehicle that looks like a bar of soap? I bet they didn't have as much fun with that.
What the hell's that?
A Tesla.
Oh, okay.
CeeLo. That was
That's right. That's right.
I just saw it on my screen. CeeLo Green. No, it wasn't.
Was it? No,
Sir
no, it was Sir
Mix-a-Lot.
Mix-a-Lot.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. Sorry.
Quote, unexpectedly, we found that the rats had an intense motivation for their driving training, often jumping into the car and revving the lever engine before the vehicle hit the road.
It's a lever.
Like their hand controls?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Pick it up
I'm assuming they're not steering though, right? They're just slot carring, going straight.
They're drag racing?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
I'd make them steer.
How does a rat rev the engine though? Because it can't shift the gears. How is
Because
it
it's
that-
one gear.
Well, yeah, but it wouldn't rev the engine though. It would just go.
Oh, no, it would rev. You still have the RPMs. You have the odometer that you're going to redline it.
Oh, these things are just going. They're burning rubber.
Mm-hmm.
Burnouts.
Tachometer. Odometer's mileage.
Here's the deal. We have too much money in this country where we have scientists that are figuring out whether or not rats get excited by driving tiny cars.
Well, why the hell don't we fill the reservoirs with water then, Dave?
Because we're too busy figuring out if rats have fun.
Do rats like cool shit?
Send these rats to the lady
I was
that's
going to say,
dressing
and
the
then when
rats
they
up.
die.
Yeah, with a big smile on its face. You're already halfway there.
Wow.
Okay, so do you have a picture of the car? Like, what do the cars look like? They're tiny cars.
Yeah,
That
I
could be
imagine it's like a
any kind of
Stuart
anything.
Little race car, box car kind of thing.
Yeah.
This looks like a
Oh,
Yeah. I
like a
was gonna say-
plastic, like a gallon plastic. Actually, this looks exactly like the gallon jug of garlic cloves that I would get at my restaurant.
yeah, with little Lego tires. I don't like it.
With just a little motor and tires. On the
Okay.
bottom.
That doesn't rev very hard.
Listen, lady, you want to get real dollars from the government? That's a jar. You put a rat in a jar with some
Noise. Do you like a loud noise or quiet noise?
there's no engine to rev.
Well, there's a closer up picture with some wires and stuff.
It's all bullshit. The whole thing is bullshit.
Oh, yes, there's definitely a wire there. So maybe it is an electric car.
Apparently,
So they're not really revving anything. They're, again, nonsense.
It's a noise machine.
Pure nonsense.
the study aims to explore the relationship between animals and their environments, how their cognition develops, and how they process new skills. The rat driving research went viral in 2022 and even wound up featured in a Netflix documentary.
About what?
Rats driving cars.
The speed rats are coming. Well, all animals love stuff like that. You see it all the time. Like you see the dogs that jump on the skateboard and roll around. Yeah, duh. It's not like they don't know how to move. They know how to move. It'd be more interesting if it was like, oh, the rat learned to fly, or something that the rat doesn't already do. Rat wants to go faster. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Rat can manipulate its environment and likes to. That's just a mammalian instinct.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like I can push this button and something changes.
Yes.
Cool.
And it drives.
Yeah. And just play and fun in general.
Yeah. I mean, there's a part of me that kind of likes the idea that we'd like get to a point where we got racing rats. Like Biker Mice from Mars was a cartoon when we were kids. Like that's not a bad concept.
We've got horse racing.
I was going to say,
We've
just
got
wait for
dog
the gambling.
racing.
Just wait for the gambling to take up.
If we can get rats and race cars, that would be a huge industry.
Yeah, I've seen videos where like people put a rat in like a bucket in the middle with a bunch of holes around, and they pick the bucket up, and then wherever the rat goes, It's basically roulette only with a rat.
Yeah.
Ratlet.
A ratlet. And people are gambling left and right on that.
Yeah.
Now imagine that son of a bitch gets on a little go-kart and goes. Yeah. Seems easily to manipulate, though. Seems like
I don't think so.
Yeah, you just got to get NASCAR involved.
sure.
Right, you regulate the size of the
Regulate-
motors
There you
and
go,
the
yeah.
shape of the car, and you put the rats in and see what happens. We already do it.
It just replaces one rat with a different rat. I will say that it wildly disappointed on the car, right? You know, that's a very scientist thing to do. Like, you got to get marketing involved ahead of the game.
Well, first you have to find out if they like it or not. You can't spend all this money building up this awesome car and motor.
The car is the first. Car has to be first.
Stop. Does rat like speed? Yes.
That's a different study.
Well, okay.
But they also do.
They do. Yeah, they do. Does rat like to go fast?
Oh, I thought you
Yes.
meant meth.
No, I know what you thought. Yes, the rat likes to go fast because everything
meth.
wants to go fast. Everything wants to go faster.
Let's go fast.
There's nothing that wants to go slower. You could put a snake on that and it would try and wiggle its way to go faster. For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be scary though. But I don't like the Mayo jar that it's got going on there. That's some bullshit.
No, I thought like it was like a jug of cheese balls.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. I was thinking like a giant thing of Jeff. You ever seen when peanut butter comes in too big of a container?
Oh, I grew up with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Too big of a container of peanut butter. There was when the peanut butter shortage happened. I came into the bank and the lady upstairs is like, "Hey, I got peanut butter if you want it." And I was like, where did you find that? It's the biggest thing of peanut butter I've ever. It's a gallon of peanut butter. And I was like, that's too much peanut butter. Put it back.
That should be in 6 jars.
And if you took the peanut butter and just have it to give to me, no, no, I don't want your handout peanut butter.
I do.
I would have taken
Free
it at that
peanut
time.
butter?
Yeah.
Well, that seems so. That's like
Peanut butter doesn't go bad.
no, but well, I don't know, man. At some point, when you get down towards the bottom of that jar, my brain starts flickering a little bit about like this peanut butter's been around for a while here. There's been a lot of spoons in and out of this. There's been a lot of knives.
Well, as long as your spoons and knives are clean.
Yeah, just clean your silverware.
I
do.
Yeah, over here.
How many
Most
times
humans.
Bullshit. How many times have you opened up peanut butter and there's crumbs in the peanut butter because somebody went with the
0.
Almost. I can't think of one.
Never once. Fans of the I Know.
Train your children.
Fans of the I Know, but it's probably Callie.
It's definitely Callie.
Fans of the I Know Badeaux podcast. Tell me I'm right here. You open up the peanut butter, not right away, but when it starts getting down there a little bit, somebody at some point was making toast. Swipe.
Toast. Making toast.
Oh, yeah.
It is funny because I did not hear that at all. So if you're making toast, you get this swipe, and then back in.
You don't double tap.
If you're making 2 pieces of toast, what are you going to do? Get a new knife?
Wipe it off.
This is. Are you? If you're making,
Are you trying to not contaminate your peanut butter? Yes.
Okay. Maybe I'm wrong, folks.
So when you make a peanut butter and jelly, do you just use one knife without wiping it off and you just go in the peanut butter and in the jelly?
No, absolutely not. I'm a spoon for the jelly guy.
So you use 2 utensils.
2 utensils.
Oh, wow.
I am a knife for the peanut butter, spoon for the jelly.
I also am that.
Yes. And then the dollop spread. I have not gone full Bill Belichick where you peanut butter both sides so that the jelly doesn't seep through. Have you ever seen that where there's a video of Bill Belichick explaining that you have to peanut butter both sides?
I've always peanut buttered both sides. Why wouldn't you?
Because I'm a big glop of jelly guy.
Then where does the jelly go? On top of the peanut butter?
So but then it sandwiches so that the jelly doesn't seep into the bread. And if Bill Belichick says it, it's probably a pretty good method.
Yeah, Bill Belichick also says that wasn't a fucking pass from Matt Stafford last night.
We said we're not going to talk about the Vikings. It wasn't a pass, and the NFL should shut itself down.
At least call it intentional grounding.
Yes, it was intentional grounding. Yes, but anyways, it didn't matter. We still got our asses kicked anyways. But that can't be a pass.
If we would have had the scoop and score, it could have been an entirely different game.
Totally different game. I agree. Oh, come on! Anyways, what I was trying to get at with this, though, is that I'm not a fan of the jar. The jar's got to go. Jar's got to go on.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about rats.
Yeah, it's got to have a cool little windshield and kind of an
Yes.
open seat. And yeah, it's got to look like a hot rod, man.
That rat has
Do you
to
want to
feel...
strap it in?
That rat needs to feel the wind in its hair. What are you doing?
Convertible.
Yeah, you want to know if the rat really likes to go fast? Let the wind, let the breeze hit it.
Well, then you got to make goggles for it.
Well, then you got
Oh, heck yeah.
true. Well, now is it like a roadster? Are we like doing like the old school
and a
big number on the
scarf,
front?
The scarf flying in the wind.
Just revving.
Call up the lady that makes the pretty rats because that's her next one. That's her next one, Stuart Little. All right. Speaking of mayo jars, I had the one on here as well that, and it's not like a really interesting story, but the Gophers won the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Yes.
And at the end, they dumped an excessive amount of mayo onto PJ Fleck, the coach.
Like a Gatorade bucket full.
Yeah. So I was reading, it was 5 gallons. So they used 5 1-gallon things of mayo. And then, they pour it on them. But I saw
But it pours. Mayo doesn't pour.
Okay. So that was why I pulled it up, because it pours. It actually pours. And it's...
Did they heat it up?
It looked very liquidy.
Or did they add buttermilk to it?
So-
Did they start making ranch?
So that's what I was wondering. I was wondering, is this actually mayo or is it some other concoction, right? It is mayo, but they put it into a thing and then for 25 minutes they keep stirring it to make it liquefy itself and change the consistency of it. So it is just mayo.
Curious.
They added nothing. They just kind of heated it up through friction.
Just friction and breaking up some chemical bonds or something.
Yes, according to this, that's what this article said, and this is the AP News. They say that changes the consistency just a little, so it's more pourable. The staff members began by pouring 5 1-gallon containers of mayonnaise into a large Gatorade-sized cooler around the 4th quarter. Then they took turns briskly stirring the mayo for more than 25 minutes with a large wooden stick. And then just dumped it out.
How do you pour the 1 gallon?
Right. You say you poured the 1 gallon into the 5 gallon. You're not pouring it. No.
Why won't you die?
It's like a blizzard. I mean, mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Well, that's why when I saw this, I was like, well, that's gross first and foremost. But then I was like, I've never once opened a thing of mayonnaise and just been like poured on my sandwich.
Yeah. I mean, I've never had Duke's mayo though. So
true.
I've not had Duke's either, but typically a 1 gallon container of mayo will come in a plastic jug, and you can just take the lid off and you squeeze the hell out of it. But it still leaves a lot of mayo in the back. You need to get in with a spatula.
I was going to say, I'm assuming there's a spatula involved. I will say Duke's smart on ya, because right next to the Pop-Tart Bowl, this was the biggest thing to come out of the bowl games.
Yeah, the Duke's Mayo Bowl is a good get. The Gophers got a good one this year because it's so ridiculous that they do a mayo dump at the end that people want to see it.
And it's I'm not gonna lie, that's really gross. Like, how do you get that off you?
Yeah, you'd have to take a 2-hour shower.
Yeah, and
That's oil.
And you could get sick from that. You could get sick if mayo like crusted on behind your ears, and you just got you get pink eye from that. Come on.
Well, I think this is one situation where it's good to be bald.
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure.
If you had a full head of hair, and you got dumped on mayo.
Yeah, I saw this and immediately went like, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. But then, I was just really taken aback by how do you pour mayo like that? And then my thought was exactly what you said. Are you adding buttermilk? What are you adding to this to make it that consistency? Is it not mayo? Nope. They just stirred it for 25 minutes, and that's how they got it to that consistency.
I know what I'm doing at work tomorrow.
Stirring mayo for
I'm
25
just
minutes?
going to stir mayo until I can pour it.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the idea, to just be able to pour it on your sandwich.
Yeah, if you stir it long enough until it becomes pourable, does it remain pourable, or will it eventually coagulate back into a
I'm guessing as it cools down.
gelatinous
I'm guessing
mix?
it's a heat, partially a
could
heat
be,
thing.
but so mayo is a weird thing to begin with. You're taking oil and egg yolk, and then turning it into you're emulsifying
emulsification.
Yes, emulsifying it. So I don't know. It seems like something that could demulsify. I don't know. What's the? I just never would have thought that you could whip your mayo too much.
Yeah, I didn't think that was mayonnaise. I absolutely am surprised that was just Duke's mayo.
Yeah.
That was stirred.
Yeah. And good on them, because never in my life have I even heard of Duke's. And now, I mean, am I switching the mayo game, or am I going?
Yeah, I've been meaning to try it.
Yeah. There's no reason not to.
I hear great things. I'm a Hellman's guy myself.
Same here. Well, yeah, you can tell the difference when you go to a sandwich shop and they're using the Hellman's. It's good. But yeah, why would you not at least give it a shot? Mm-hmm. You know, what's the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah, there's a few. I need to try Duke's, and then there's like Japanese mayo that you can get that's apparently really, really good as well.
I've heard that as well. Yeah. All right, so that's that, folks. Thank you to the Boutros.
Yeah.
Yeah, another good news segment. Not quite as gross as usual, but, still excellent. Next week, we are on game day again. I had a guest. Our guest backed out, as per usual. So I got to scramble for a guest again.
It might be. What's next week?
That's the 21st.
I had a guy.
I know you
who was
did.
asking.
He was asking. That's a lot. That's a lot. Mike, you're a lot. I hope you're watching this or listening to this. You're a lot. I feel like it's one of my favorite lines in a movie is from Mrs. Doubtfire. I don't have the strength. But yeah, we'll have a game next week. I've got a new game that I want to test out and see if it works, and hopefully it will. So we'll have that for next week. And then we are back into Be Kind Rewind again, folks.
Heck yeah.
So we are 2007.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, when I quit smoking, I have a lot more time to watch movies and TV shows. So I'm consuming.
You're not outside, just on your phone, puffing drags. Yeah. So what was the one that we said? What was the TV show that we were consuming?
I was watching Concords, Flight of the Concords.
Flight, yeah.
Yep. So that's the big one for the television. So if you're interested in that, get started on some Flight of the Concords. We'll be doing that. And then movies is interesting. Actually, 2007 and 2008 for movies is interesting.
Yeah. I remember seeing a couple of really big ones, but other than that, kind of slim pickings.
Well, I think what we're finding with this is we can't do 45 movies, right? So we just need to pick a handful and do them, and because we're going to loop back around eventually and come back to some of the stuff, or when we do the 2000 movie talk or whatever. There's plenty of time to talk movies.
Right. We may want to save one of the two big ones.
Yeah. Yep.
Like No Country or There Will Be Blood, like two of the best movies of that decade.
Yeah. Actually, that might be a good conversation to have in the full movie segment from the 2010s. I did watch No Country for Old Men, so I've got a fun little ditty on that. But yeah, there's some good ones. There's some good movies, interesting things. I don't think I'm going to get to Grindhouse. I wanted to, but it's not available anywhere for free that I saw.
Yeah.
And I looked online. And I was like, I don't know. I don't want to really pay $20 to watch two movies that I didn't really enjoy the first time around. But I feel bad because I've been talking so much shit about Robert Rodriguez.
Well, then let's nail it down. Oh yeah, this is why he sucks.
Yeah. So, all right, folks, that's the end of this one, and yeah, we'll be back next week with a game. And until then, we're done. So, the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, everybody's been waiting for the other shoe to drop the entire season.
I don't think people thought it was going to drop that far, though.
It dropped in Detroit and just stayed down.
Stayed down. But they did the exact same thing to us that Detroit did on both sides of the ball, and we did nothing to combat it at all.
Yeah, we looked significantly worse against the Rams than we did against Detroit. Against Detroit, we should have won that game if Darnold played halfway decent.
Yep.
Against the Rams, even if Darnold plays halfway decent, I think we still probably lose that game. I think
he held the ball too long. He missed some throws, but yeah, he wasn't as bad as he was in Detroit.
No, he got sacked too many times, and that's on the offense. The offense, you can sit there and say the offensive line needed to be better, right? But at the same time, it had been pretty decent for most of the season, surprisingly.
But by the end of the game, we lost O'Neal, so we lost both of our starting tackles for the season.
Yes.
I saw that 3 times in NFL history has a team been sacked, 6 times in one half in the playoffs.
All 3 of them, us?
All 3 of them Minnesota Vikings.
Skull Vikings.
I was just listening to it on the radio, and I was doing the dishes at the time at the restaurant, and I actually yelled out loud, 6 sacks in one half? God.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I got up and went in the other room. I started washing the dishes. No
Whoa.
joke. I washed probably.
Did Callie say, what's wrong?
No.
Vikings.
I think everyone knew that I was upset and I was not handling it well. And then Maverick is convinced because all season, if they started to struggle, I'd get up and go do work for the podcast, and I just kind of listen, and then I'd come out if something cool happened. And so the whole season, he's like, every time you come in here, they suck. So just go away. So last night, he's like, all right, stay in the kitchen. And then the Darnold fumble was when I was like, it's fine, I'm done. I'm accepting this. It would be nice just once that they would just not give us a glimmer of hope, because I was out the beginning of the season, but by the end, after they picked Darnold up and there was that whole thing against the Packers, who are not good to begin with, but that whole thing, this might be different. There was a glimmer of this might be different.
I never bought into that. I thought we were a bad team all season. It's like, we beat Jacksonville 12-7. Good job, Vikings.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, but we win that Detroit game, and then everyone is bought in, I think, right? So the Detroit game happens, and I think we all came back to reality a little bit, but I don't think anybody was prepared to get the living shit kicked out of us in the first round like every other year. So
Not when you have Case Keenum.
And that's what really grinds my gears.